Hey, Yinz guys and gals, gather round for a journey like no other. It's time to hop on board the Where Yinz Goin podcast. From the rivers that meet at the point to form downtown Pittsburgh, to the Great Salt Lake, to the furthest corners of the globe, Matt and Katie will be your compass, your confidants, your companions of that, as we explore the wonders of travel. So kick back, relax on your couch, and let the wanderlust wash over Yinz as we discover new horizons and reminisce about old favorites. With Matt and Katie by our side, the sky's the limit. Join Matt and Katie on the Where Yinz Goin podcast, because when it comes to travel, the journey's just getting started. And now, without further ado, let's give a shout for your guides through the highways and byways of travel, the planning partners, the travel tandem, Matt and Katie.
Hi, Yinz doing? Welcome to the Where Yinz Goin podcast. I'm Matt. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me again today is Amanda, who you remember from the episodes about Disneyland, the Magic Kingdom resorts, and Universal during the holidays. So welcome back to the podcast, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
So Katie can't join us today. She's holding out for more money. I offered to double her salary, but she wants me to triple it. So side note, we make no money, so it makes no difference. No, there was a scheduling issue that Katie could not join us today. But whenever we have a guest, we like to start this way. Is Amanda, what is your favorite place to visit, or is there a place you like to visit the most? I know you've given us a few answers before, so if you want to double up, we can. If not, if there's a new place.
So I'm having a hard time thinking about anything else than our upcoming Disney cruise, which I'm really excited about on the Treasure, which is the brand new ship. So we're going on a 7-night Caribbean cruise, and that's the only destination on my mind right now.
And if you're like anywhere else in the, uh, well, at least my part of the U.S. and Amanda's part too, that's getting hit with snow and cold, that's a seems like a nice destination. I'd be thinking about that too.
Yeah, we're going to be 1 degree tomorrow. So yes, the sun is on my mind.
Absolutely. So today we are going to talk about the hotels at Universal Orlando, specifically the ones in their signature collection. And that's Loews Portofino Bay Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel, Loews Royal Pacific Resort, and then there's also Loews Sapphire Falls Resort and the upcoming Universal Helios Grand Hotel, a Loews hotel, which will open on May 22nd. We're not going to talk about the last two. We're just going to keep our focus on the first three because they have some special amenities that we're going to highlight. Specifically, when you stay at Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock, or Royal Pacific, you get Universal Express Unlimited included in your stay. So this means that you can skip the regular line on any of the rides or attractions as many times as you like throughout your stay in the hotel or whenever you go to the parks. So that is a very, very enticing perk that you get whenever you're staying there.
Yes, it is probably the one that gets most people looking at these resorts, because it is monetarily such a huge value that it's included here. And also, you can use the service every day of your stay. So you can check in early as soon as you can. You can check out late and use that pass on all days of your stay.
And it's going to be valid at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. And it's an amazing amenity that, yeah, you get those extra couple park days. So that whenever you do check in that day, get that early flight and get to the hotel, check your luggage there, even if your room's not ready, and head to the parks and maximize your fun and excitement.
Absolutely. And if you're not familiar with how the Express Pass works at Universal, they couldn't make it any easier. Almost every attraction accepts the Express Pass. There's a separate line for those with Express Pass, and you just get in it. You don't have to schedule anything, you don't have to reserve any times. And with the Express Unlimited, you can use it as many times as you want, park open to close. So they make it super simple.
Other amenities that you'll get, and these other amenities are ones that you'll get for every one of the Universal hotels, is you get early access to the parks, which is usually about 1 hour early, which includes the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, whether it's going to be Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida or Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure. You have closer proximity to the parks that for some of them you can walk to the parks, or they offer water taxis and shuttle buses that are on property, although some of them, not all of them have the water taxi. You get, for these hotels, you get priority seating at many of the restaurants. You can charge purchases to your room with your room key. You can also send purchases from the park directly to your room. So that's really nice that you don't need to lug things around all day if you buy something in the parks, or we usually wait till later in the day whenever we're going to leave, or closer to the end, so we don't have to carry things around so much. But doesn't matter when, if you see something, buy it, say, "Oh yes, here's my room," and they can ship it off to you. And you with these ones, you can also walk to City Walk. So proximity is a big perk whenever you're staying at these.
It's hard to choose which perk is my favorite because the express is so nice, but my life, as I've mentioned in previous podcasts, revolves around whether or not what I have to do with our stroller. And leaving our room and being at City Walk in less than 10 minutes is amazing. It's beautiful. The foliage is really nice. You walk alongside the river and you're there in a few minutes. Um, and you get to go through security either before you get on the water taxi or right as your entrance into the parks, and it doesn't take very long. So very convenient.
And I mentioned this too about other times. And anytime you have to worry about transportation, is you know how long it's going to take you to walk pretty much. So if you can walk, you can judge everything of, oh no, I just missed the water taxi, or oh no, I just missed the shuttle. If you're walking, you know how quickly you can get there.
Yeah, you'll be there really in 15 minutes regardless. So it's super nice. You don't have to leave your room, 2 hours early to get there for a dining reservation or anything. You can just, it's a much more relaxed, it's a very relaxed feel vibe.
I compare, for those who aren't familiar with Universal Orlando, I compare it more to Disneyland with the setup that everything's nice and
Yes,
self-contained. It's very fairly compact, and everything's real close to you. Can walk if you want, if you don't mind the extra few little, the extra steps on that you're getting in throughout the day. But then the water taxi and the shuttles are nice.
that's a great comparison because of if you're familiar with Disneyland, the hotels around Disneyland are extremely close. You can walk to downtown Disney in the parks. And then the two parks, Disneyland and California Adventure, are close walking distance. And so are the parks at Universal Orlando.
So let's dive into the hotels. Let's start with Loews Portofino Bay. It opened on September 10th, 1999. It's themed to an Italian seaside village, and it's a little bit more, it's probably the most isolated of these hotels, that it sits in a corner of the property a little bit farther away. So this one will have a little bit longer of the walk. So this is more the 10 to 15-minute walk to get to the parks as opposed to the 5 to the 10, but it's still not too bad. They have a total of 750 rooms. Standard rooms are about 450 square feet to give you an idea. And then they have deluxe rooms, which are larger, that are around 490. And they can come with either one king or two queen beds. Jumping up, if you get to the club level, though, you have access to the Portofino Club Lounge. And this is 3,500 square feet. So it's really big. And it comes with a complimentary continental breakfast. And then later in the day, you can get complimentary drinks and snacks. And in the evening, they have hors d'oeuvres. So it also offers a turn down service and a personal concierge. So we haven't stayed at the club level here, but whenever we were younger, my dad traveled for his job, that he was a management consultant that went all around the US and sometimes even in different countries. And so we got all kinds of hotel points and frequent flyer miles and all that. So it made our vacations very affordable. And sometimes we actually got the club level, and that nice little compliment, the continental breakfast. That's really, really a great perk that you don't have to worry about well, it's one, it's saving you a little bit of money on what you're buying with the food, and it's so convenient. Just go up and pick and choose a few little things you want. And you can usually, it's food you can, pastries and whatever else. You can even walk around and, you know, eat on your way to the park.
Right. If you've been to any theme park in the last couple years, think about what your last bill was with your family for breakfast. And so add that into every day during your stay, or if you get a midday snack or snacks at the end of the day, it's a huge value.
And between our souvenirs and our food that we bought last time we were in Disney a little while ago, that it was get over $500. So it was that's overall stuff. But you know, even breaking that down into your breakfast stuff, it can add up.
Yeah, wait till you have a teenager who will eat you out of house and home. It's going to double.
Oh yeah, I've been through that stage of my life, and I fully concur. Yes.
Yeah.
Now the suites here though are really really amazing, especially the kids suites, and it's themed to Despicable Me, and it has a Minion themed bedroom, and they really go with the Minion theming. That the theming is over the top there. That you have minions everywhere. They will have two twin beds, and then there's also a master bedroom with a king bed.
Yes. So you don't have to sleep in a rocket ship, but your kids can. And really, what's better than that?
Ever since I was little and saw the movie Mr. Mom, so Michael Keaton movie, anyone familiar with that? That the one kid had a race car bed. And that's been my dream since then that I wanted a race car bed. So having a rocket ship one or something else, it's you can't
Well,
beat
there
that.
you go. There's two in there. So you and your little girl could each have a rocket ship bed, and your wife can have the king to all to herself, and I'm sure she won't complain.
Yeah, I was just thinking even if I had two kids, I'd kick one of them. I'd kick one of them out. Hey, do you want to sleep on the couch tonight? That would be an awesome
Yeah.
adventure. Or we can rotate through the beds, you know.
But if you've seen the Minions and can picture the room that the little girls sleep in, where they're in the little, I mean, the little rocket ships, that's exactly what the bed looks like. It's the theming is spectacular.
Yeah, Gru's little girls that um and then with all the other accoutrements to it that with the wallpaper and the curtains and some of the pictures that are on the wall, it just adds into it that where was this when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Side
We were at
note.
Holiday Inns. So there's, I was never in a rocket ship suite.
Of course, for me, you know, Despicable Me didn't come out till I wasn't a kid whenever it came out, so I kind of missed out on
Yeah.
that.
So,
Now, for some of the more upscale ones, there's the Portofino suite, which is 900 square feet. It has a nice little living space, and then it comes in either a king bed or two queen beds. There are the villa suites, a little bit bigger, about 1,100 square feet. It has a separate bedroom. It has two queen beds. It has a sitting room with a sleeper sofa, a dining room, and a kitchenette that has a mini fridge and a microwave. So this is another great thing that kitchenette that whenever I'm a Disney Vacation Club member, so whenever we go to Disney, we stay in the villas with that little kitchenette. And one time we splurged and we got a one bedroom that had a full kitchen, and just the ability that if you have a resort day, or if you come home early from the parks one day, if you're tired and you want to relax a little bit, or if you know the next morning you're getting up early, that being able to save a little bit of money of going to the grocery store and buying some things to make it home, or to just have that little bit of familiarity of having a home cooked meal, that you're not going to the restaurant all the time, that especially with little kids, of having things that are used to being at home when you're in a different environment, even as fun and exciting as it is at Universal Orlando, that those little bits of comfort of things that remind you of home can really really make a difference.
yeah, and especially with littles, it makes a big difference having the kitchen. If you need to wash bottles, if you need to um, just keep real milk in the fridge and not a beverage cooler, worry how cold it is and everything else. Having the little kitchenette makes is nice.
And that's the other thing of having little breakfast things or the late night snack. That I know that we always stop at a grocery store and we'll get some frozen dinners or we'll get the little things of cereal in the milk. That's our morning thing that we can grab something while we're getting ready in the morning. And then that does, again, saves a bit of money that you're not eating every meal in the park or at a restaurant, which is really, really nice. Or if you have getting like the little Uncrustables and then you put them in the freezer and you freeze them in the morning so that they're cold throughout the day, that's great too.
Yes.
Hospitality suites, again, enunciation. They're about 1,400 square feet that have a bedroom with a king or two queens. It has its own bathroom, a sitting room with a Murphy bed, the kitchenette with the mini fridge and microwave, and then has a second bathroom that it can be, so this is good for larger groups that are traveling together. And I know the last hotel that we stayed at had the Murphy bed, and my little girl thought that was the most wonderful thing in the world. Like, here, watch this. See this couch? Watch what happens. It's like, this is
Yeah,
my
magic.
bed. Anytime we were in the room, she was on that bed that she thought it was the greatest thing. Even ever since seeing Who Framed Roger Rabbit, whenever Eddie Valiant, the detective, had one of those too, I was like, yep, I want one of those when I grow up.
Yeah. And they're
Oh,
way more comfortable now than they used to be.
oh,
All of those beds
absolutely.
are comfy.
That whenever we stayed in one a couple years ago, the first time my wife ever saw one, and it comes down and kind of like hangs out over there. She's like, "Isn't this gonna break? How does this support us? Is it gonna hold us?" So she was nervous at first laying on it. Then she actually tried. It's like, "Oh yeah, that's good. I like it." Now jumping up a bit, there is the Governatore Suite. That is 2,265 square feet, which is bigger than my house. So you're definitely getting a lot of space in there. It has a harbor view. So they have the little harbor that's right out in front, which is a little water, the little lake, lagoon, whatever. It's the harbor because you're on the Italian Riviera, right? The bedroom has a king size bed with a walk-in closet and a full bathroom. There's a living space that has a little conference area and kind of like a dining table if you want to use it for that. Another half bathroom, an entertainment space, a whirlpool hot tub or whirlpool tub like hot tub type thing. There's a wet bar, the kitchenette with a microwave and fridge, and it's only sleeps two. So you have, if you want your luxury space to spread out and lounge around, this is what you want to get. But you can also add on a second bedroom. So it's an adjoining bedroom that you can put on there that if you want to share it with a few more people. And that jumps it up to 2,755 square feet total. So you're looking at a massive, massive space. So if you want to, get your family together, the extended family, that grandma and grandpa are coming, or if it's going to be a couple cousins and aunts and uncles, or if it's that getaway girls trip or whatever, that you need more room and you really want to pamper yourself, this is the place to go.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to having a vacation rental with the perks of being on property at a resort. You can still get room service. You can walk right down to the pool, all of those things that you enjoy having at a hotel.
And then there's the presidential suite, which is 2,725 square feet. That if I like add a third floor to my house, this is basically what it is. So the bedroom has a king size bed, also the walk-in closet, and the bathroom has a separate shower and tub. So you can get that nice little soaking tub and not worry about, occupying it from anyone else. Although you have to, worry about people walking on you. So if it's a significant other who needs a shower and you're still relaxing, it's not a problem. Especially after a long day of, traipsing around the park, if you need that nice little evening soak to relax and relieve the stress and ease the tension in the muscles and stuff like that. This also has a dining conference area. There's a service pantry, and this is really neat. This one has an outdoor terrace. So you can go out and enjoy those nice, little bit cooler evenings, depending on what time of year you're traveling. If you're down there during the winter and you get some of these cold days, like we were down there and we had some mornings where it was in the 40s, it has a fireplace. And so that's a nice thing to cuddle up with on those chillier days if you're traveling in the winter. A wet bar with a fridge. It has complimentary admission to the fitness center at the Mandara Spa, and this also sleeps too. So this is your uh, nice honeymoon spot if you want to think of it that way too. Get your privacy. So I don't know. It's if you got to settle for, around 3,000 square feet for your hotel room, I guess you could pick this one. I know
You could
Amanda
deal
does.
with it. Yeah, I could deal with it.
Yeah, Amanda usually doesn't go
Tolerate
anything.
it.
Yeah. Amanda's limit is usually 5,000 square feet, and she goes big time.
Yes, I'll settle for this one though.
Well, with the entourage and everything.
Yeah.
Now, now eating at Portofino Bay is you could go to this resort, just stay at the resort all the time and try a different restaurant every night, and this would be one heck of a vacation. Starting off with Mama Della's Ristorante. It's Italian, of course. They have live musicians that perform at your table. And I know I saw at least one with an accordion. I'm not sure if they have the violins or whatever else they have. The food is comes from mainly Tuscany, Naples, and Piedmont. They have special coffees, tiramisu, cannoli. So the desserts are really good as well. And it is your typical great Italian food that, it's not something that you're gonna have just noodles and canned tomato sauce. You're getting some fresh made stuff here. They have chefs, not cooks.
I think it's probably, I mean, objectively, the best restaurant at Universal Orlando
All right,
is Mama Della's.
we need to do a scientific poll. All in favor of being the
Yes.
best, raise your hand. Okay, it's unanimous. Next up, though, this other one's not too bad. So is this how do you pronounce the name? It's Bice. Is it Beast like
I
rhyming with Nice
I don't know. I thought it was Biche, so
or the
now I have no
Biche?
idea.
Yeah. So I never took Italian, so I studied a little bit of Spanish in high school. But the
Yes.
Biche Ristorante, this is another full service restaurant. This is an upscale place that does have a dress code that's going to be resort or business casual. It's only open for dinner, so be careful whenever you're planning your dining around. I believe it opens at around 5:30. The food here is more northern Italian, and they have fresh pasta rolled daily. So you're gonna get really, really good. Again, both these places are amazing. Really good Italian food, and some of the desserts for the tiramisu and the limoncello cheesecake. Next up is the Trattoria del Porto, another full service. They have breakfast is a little bit more traditional American stuff with pancake waffles, French toast, eggs. They also have those salmon and some really good baked goods that they do have a pastry chef that works there. And that's not just for breakfast, that if you want some good desserts, anywhere that has a pastry chef. Lunch and dinner has a little bit of everything with pasta, steak, fish, chicken, burgers. So it has, of course, your typical Italian stuff, but then also goes a little bit off of that. So for someone who, if you have the family who can't decide what you want for dinner, or if you have a few people who want to try a few things that are different or picky eaters, this is a good spot to go. Then if you need that quick service stuff, there's Sal's Market Deli. They have pizzas, sandwiches, salads. This is you can either eat in or get your to go stuff. So if you're gonna make a quick trip back to the resort in the middle of the day to do a pool break or something, you just want something quick to eat either at the pool or whenever you're heading back to the parks, or if you come home in the evening and you just want something a little bit to tide you over and take back to your room to munch on, good place to stop. This next place has the best name though, the Thirsty Fish. We have to get a biologist on here to see if that's ever possible. This is a full service restaurant, and they have live music on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. This is mainly a bar, but they do serve food that's the typical bar stuff of wings, burgers, sandwiches. Another one is the Splendido Bar and Grill, another full service. The really neat thing with this place is that they have poolside delivery. And this is your pizzas, burgers, sandwiches, salads, stuff like that. But if you're relaxing by the pool one day and you're like, oh, I'm hungry and I don't want to really move, this is the place you can order from.
Also, I hate like walking around wet. So I like being able to just get out of the pool, kind of dry off, have the food come. It's convenient. And then you don't have to pack everything up and walk around. And That's
Yeah,
perfect for a pool day.
and especially when you have those kids of, okay, we're gonna go get food. Do we have
Yeah.
to? I'm having fun in the
They
pool.
won't, yeah, they could not eat for days if they could stay at the pool. So
Yeah, pretty much. The other really neat thing, and this is another kid pleaser, although adults, you are more than welcome to enjoy these as well. They have artisan popsicles, novelty ice cream bars, cookies, and brownies. And of course, there are drinks that you can get too, adult beverages. So again, this is a definite crowd pleaser. I'd say it's Splendido is splendid. I think
I
that
think
should be
that's
their
what they
tag.
were going for.
Yeah, that should be their tagline. And then next one. Now this is hard to decide whether Splendido is better or this next place. It's the Gelateria or yeah, Gelateria. So gelato cafeteria type thing combination. They have artisan gelato, milkshake, smoothies, coffee, biscotti. I don't know. It's a toss up. But there's your place to get just your ice cream if you wanted to. Of course, there's room service available 24/7. And now, speaking of since we said about being at the pool, they have three different pools here. There's the beach pool, which has a Roman aqueduct themed slide, again fitting with the theming of the resort. There's a sandy beach. There's an adjacent little kids pool. There are two jacuzzis and three colorful beach cabanas that you can rent. The Villa Pool also has private cabanas, and these are really, really nice cabanas. They have a ceiling fan, a fridge, there's a phone so you can order food, there's a plasma TV. So if you want a day of just lounging at the pool, getting one of these cabanas can really, really make it nice. Nice little place to stay out of the sun, cool off a little bit with that fan, having it just, getting out of the pool and then having that little bit of a breeze blow on you really, really can make a difference. We found out the other way when we went to Disney, whenever we went to Blizzard Beach, and it was about 70 degrees with a cool breeze, and it was a
It was too
whole
chilly.
different type of cool. Yes,
Yeah, but the cabanas are great when you have littles because like ours will take a nap in the cabana. So we, take turns with our teenager who's hanging out in the pool and who's relaxing while the baby naps. So it makes it nice. You don't have to go all the way back to the room and have a spot where they can be out the sun and relax.
absolutely. And also, just around the pool, there are upgrade. You can upgrade lounge chairs, so they have really nice lounge chairs to you can get. And then for those who don't want all the kids around, the hillside pool is the quiet pool, which is a little more isolated. But just being at the pool doesn't mean you are just in the pool all day. They do have poolside games. There's ping pong tournaments, water balloon toss, there's pool basketball, hula hoop contests, there's arts and crafts for the kids. Although there's no age limit, so adults if you want to show your crafty side. There's a game room or arcade, which I believe there's a fee for that. You got to pay for to actually play the games. So sorry. And then there's also the Harbor Piazza, which has cobblestone paths, sidewalk, and this is where like some of the cafes are in the stores, in the restaurants. You can walk around there. They have some Italian sports cars sitting out, some Vespas. So it looks like you're in some Italian seaside, little village, quaint little village that, you walk around and, someone parked their sports car while they go do some shopping or eat, and someone else drove their Vespa. And so it really gets you into the atmosphere with the theming there. And then the entertainment that the Musica della Notte, which is each evening at sunset, that they have classic opera and is it popera favorites or popera?
I don't know. It's hard to read it not opera after you say opera, but
Yeah.
that doesn't
That,
sound
that,
right.
that- and actually, I think that's what it is. It's
Okay.
pop opera. Is how it is. Like more upbeat pop songs, but with an operatic tone. And this is
Kind of like
free.
Bridgerton. If you watch Bridgerton, they, take modern music and make it sound like it was classical.
And just having those so not everyone knows opera songs, but if you know the classic songs that are put in more of an opera tone or an opera style, it's just pretty neat to have that. It's like it's recognizable. It's like, oh yeah, I know that. type thing.
Yeah, I know that.
And now for an extra fee, they have what's called harbor nights that have live music and opera performances that are near the harbor. And now why there's an extra fee here is that you get to sample wine and gourmet food from the hotel's restaurants. And this is only offered on select nights. So check the schedule or talk to your travel advisor whenever you're planning your trip, and we can help you out with that. There's a fitness center, there's walking and jogging paths, and as mentioned before, there's the Mandara Spa. And we can go through the whole list of things you can get there, but the list of things, the services you can get with the different types of massage and everything is 7 pages long. So right there, you have plenty of options to
There is something
relax a
for
bit.
you at this spa. Yes, you can find something.
And of course, there is shopping. We mentioned shopping before. We were told there'd be shopping. Said the magic words, right? So there's
Yeah.
the uh, La Ancora, which has general souvenirs. There's Le Memories de Portofino, which is more Italian themed and Portofino themed gifts. And then, of course, there's the Universal Studio Store, which is where you get your Universal gifts. So they have, depending on what you're looking for, a couple different shops, but they have plenty of things you can buy. So if you need that thing to show, yes, we were at the Portofino Bay, you can get it
Yes.
there.
Or if you forget things, there's plenty of stores to pick up what you need.
And that's the other thing that, yeah, the little necessities of, oh, I forgot my toothbrush type thing, or I need some extra sunscreen or whatever else. And this is also really nice with the Universal store of whenever you're in the theme park, and we always do this with my little girl. Okay. Oh, can I get that? Let's wait. See if there's something else you want. Oh, can I get that? Don't worry. We don't need the bite right now. We can get it back at the hotel type thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And yes, I
And
know
if
we
you're
can.
about to check out and you need to get a souvenir for someone, you can just grab it right as you leave at the store in your hotel.
Yeah, that's the usual thing of we're packing up. Okay, we got this for their grandma. We got this for grandpap. We got this for your cousin. Oh, we forgot your little friend. Hold on, let's go
Right.
down. Yeah, and I know we can get stuff shipped back to your rooms, but it's a nice little push off of don't worry, we can always get it at the hotel later.
Yes. I'd say overall, if you're looking for a more upscale experience, this is the hotel for you. Portofino is the most elevated of the three that we're discussing today.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Next up is the Hard Rock Hotel, which we're gonna have to get like the little instead of like a swear jar, it's the money jar to see how many times I call this the Hard Rock Cafe. I know I called it that in an earlier episode when we were talking about it coming up. So this opened January 19th, 2001. So as we're recording this, it's exactly on his 24th birthday. So happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
So this has a California mission design, and this is the closest to Universal Studios Florida. So it has the shortest walk to City Walk as well. So really, really great location. There are 650 rooms, all that have a mini fridge, and of course, there's complimentary Wi-Fi throughout the resort. Standard rooms are about 375 square feet, so a little bit smaller than what you get at Portofino Bay. They have two queen beds. They'll sleep up to five, and the deluxe rooms are bigger. If you get a king bedroom, there it's 400 square feet, and a queen. If there's two queens or one queen, whatever, yeah, two queen beds, it's 500 square feet. So you can get some really big rooms just with the standard stuff if you go deluxe.
Yes, and they call them deluxe, but in my mind, it's kind of what a normal hotel suite is. You have either a king bed and two queens, a nice size pull-out couch, more room, additional seating space, a bigger desk table area. It's just laid out more like what I think of when I say think like a basic hotel suite.
And that says something whenever that's just the deluxe rooms. We still have club
Right,
level and suites to go through. So
exactly.
it says something about those. Now, club level was really neat that you get the rock access to the rock royalty room. So and the or well, they have the rock royalty rooms and the rock royalty suite. So there's two different levels of it, and you get access to the rock royalty lounge. There we go. When I get my facts straight. And just like at Portofino Bay, this has your complimentary continental breakfast, evening hors d'oeuvres and desserts. There's beer and wine for those who are 21 or older and who have the ID to prove it. Yeah, I may or may not have tried that as a kid, when I was younger. Oh, I left my ID at home. You can
Yeah.
take my word for it, right? No, I never
Or
did
if
that.
you have a man child like I do, he's 15, but he's 6'3" almost. And like we were in Jamaica and the people all thought that he was old enough to be drinking. So yeah, I'm glad they checked those.
So yeah, whenever you're taking the teenagers on that trip, yeah, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Now, the Rock Royalty Lounge has two separate TV viewing areas. There's a personal concierge, and if you are in the club level, you can get reduced prices to the cabanas at the hotel pool. So that's really nice. And so this is, if you're staying there and it might happen to be a certain big game that's happening on a specific Sunday or Monday night with college championship stuff, that great place to get that little bit of a group atmosphere while you're watching, if you don't want to just go to a bar or if you don't want to be in your room. Although, you got to be careful if you're planning your trips around you got to be careful about the sporting events, right? Now
Yeah,
with the
I'm
suites, oh, go ahead.
in Kentucky, so we're college basketball town here. So
Now, if you are traveling during the NCAA tournament, though, there's a nice spring break thing. Head on down. You can still catch some of the games in the evenings. Or, of course, if you're traveling in first Saturday in May, got to catch the Derby, right?
yes, we actually locals leave the first Saturday in May. We try to pass everybody as they're coming in.
There's a lot less traffic that way, too,
Yes.
going the opposite direction. Now, the suites. Now, some of these suites do have access to the club level. That there's the hospitality suite, which is 1,250 square feet, that has a king bed and a queen sofa bed. It has a dining room table. It has an oversized wet bar and a service pantry. Although I think I like this next one better, the Future Rockstar Suites. Now these are a little bit smaller. They're only 800 square feet, and these are the kid suites. But they have the separate rooms for kids and adults. Adults have the king bed. The kids have the two queen bed, or excuse me, two twin beds. But the the decor with they have pictures of musicians like um albums on the wall, stuff like that. That it's really neat.
Yes. You know, the Swifties have a huge fan base, like probably the maybe one of the biggest fan bases. And there is a Taylor Swift themed suite. So there's a chance if you book this, you could be in the Swifty suite.
All right, so I have two teenage nieces and three sisters. They have been to several of the Taylor Swift concerts. So Amanda, do you count yourself among that group?
I'm actually not, but I will capitalize on the fandom and help you have a chance at staying here.
No, I'm definitely not a Swiftie, but she has some good music.
Yeah, I
Eh,
respect her. It's great. I'm just not the one that's, dressing head to toe in sequins and paying $1 million to go see her in concert. But yeah, respect her for sure.
Well, I'm all for the sequence. I mean, I do that all the time, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're in my little girl's slightly in a slightly different phase of music taste. So I wish she'd be more of a Swiftie though. I think her music is better than what she listens to now. So, but anyway, there's also the King Suites. They're 650 square feet. They're music themed, and this has a little entertainment area with a dining room table, pull-out sofa, king bed, and the big suite there. That I might be a little more down with this than the Swiftie one, although not many people might agree with me. Is the Graceland suite? That this is 2,000 square feet, again bigger than my house. Has a king bed and sleeps two, but you can add on adjoining two queen room to sleep a total of seven people. Has a whirlpool tub, the water tile water spray marble shower, a walk-in closet, a glass encased double-sided fireplace, and I wish I could play the piano. This has a baby grand piano in the suite.
Yes, a sweet fit for the king.
Brunch. So no, this is an amazing place to stay. And just seeing the pictures of it, it's like, yeah, I could. I could slum it and stay there.
Yes.
Now, restaurants at the Hard Rock Hotel, there's the kitchen, not in your hotel room, just called the kitchen. This is a full service restaurant. It has mainly American food, and it has a really neat thing that's the acoustic brunch on Sundays, where you get live acoustic music. And there's a magician on Wednesday and Friday nights, and they have other entertainment throughout the week as well.
So we just stayed here right before Christmas, and I've stayed here before, but we were there 5 nights and ate at the kitchen at least 4 or 5 times between breakfast and dinners. And that's not to discount any of the other restaurants, but it was just so good. And it was good every time we went there. Um, they also have, so my husband is on the carnivore diet. He only eats meat, egg, and cheese. So he eats a lot of meat. And they have a 48-ounce tomahawk steak. And he ate it. He ate the whole thing. But it's literally, I mean, it's huge.
One where you hold it up and it's like bigger than the size of your head type thing.
Like Fred Flintstone style. Yes. You could, if you were on a normal diet, you could share like with your table. And it was cooked perfectly. Everything we had there, the service was great, the food was great.
So it's that side of brontosaurus that they put on the side of his car in the opening
Yes.
credits.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And the nice thing here is that they have such a variety of foods there that again, it's the crowd pleaser. That if you have picky eaters or anyone with special dietary needs or on a special diets or whatever, that you can find everyone will find something they like here.
Yeah, I agree.
Although the next place would be the perfect place to go for the person who's on the meat diet is the Palm. So this is the Palm Steakhouse, just like they have in Washington, D.C. and a few other places around the country. It's a full service restaurant. It's upscale steakhouse. But of course, they have seafood, chicken, pasta, other stuff. And then the dress code here is resort or business casual. So don't come in your flip flops and swimsuit, please. And just like
Yes,
at
and
the
that's
other, go
important.
ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. That's important to note because you pack for a vacation, not everybody is thinking we're going to go to a nice restaurant because people think theme parks and pizza and popcorn and not steak dinners. So if you're coming, especially if you're on an adults only trip, but even if you have kids, pack something decent to wear and check it out because it's really good.
Yeah, for guys, so bring that pair of nice khaki pants or whatever and a collared shirt type thing. And women, little black dress goes with everything, right?
Hmm.
Again, I have three sisters. I hear things. So I know just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Uh, so, like the other palms around the country, that they have caricatures of famous people on the wall. And the really nice thing here is they have private rooms that you can reserve and rent out. So, if you are going down for that company trip, or if it's the bachelorette party, or just a getaway with your friends, or you're doing a family reunion or whatever, um, this is a nice place that you can have that little party or a little celebration at the Palm and have
Yes.
amazing food.
It's perfect for a celebration for sure.
There's Emac and Bolio's Marketplace. This is quick service where you can get grab and go breakfast, lunch, and snacks, pastries, pizza, sandwiches, salads. They also have cocktails, beers, and wine. This is where you can get your Starbucks coffee either in the morning or in the evening if you need, your dragon or that middle of the day pick me up. And the name of the restaurant is named after Boston's legendary Emac and Bolio's ice cream. And it's pretty neat that the top of the cone is dipped in chocolate and then rolled in a topping, whether it's nuts, sprinkles, M&Ms, chocolate chips, things like that. And so it has that you get ice cream, then you get the cone, but whenever you start eating the cone, you have a little bit more of a treat in there.
Yes, it's almost like, Bugs Bunny style cartoons when they smell something and you watch them like float in. That's what this is. As soon as you come around the corner, you can smell all the pastries and the ice cream and everything. You literally cannot walk past it without grabbing something.
This is also the Bugs Bunny cartoon where you start the saliva starts drooling down your mouth. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Now this is on vacation, so getting that ice cream cone to get as breakfast of champions, you need energy to get through the day at the park. So I'm not
Yes.
opposed to it.
And it's 0 calories when you're on vacation.
Exactly, they don't count. Next place is the Velvet Bar, which is a bar near the lobby. But what's special about this is that they have what are called Velvet Sessions. That these are rock and roll parties that they have them pretty much year round. They don't have them in November and December though. So January through October. And this is live music in the Hard Rock lobby that starts at 8 o'clock. And just to give you an idea of some of the past performers, Brett Michaels, Joan Jett, Foreigner, Eddie Money. So people of a certain age will really appreciate that. Or people who just appreciate good music. There is an extra fee for these rock parties, but you get specialty cocktails, finger foods, and there are warm up tunes. So they have opening acts and valet parking. Now, that's not if you're staying overnight there, though, but if you're just visiting, you can get valet parking for free. Well, it's included in your price of your ticket. And this is available from 6:30 until the main act comes on at 8 o'clock. So if you want to rock out at the Hard Rock, this is where you go. And then there's also Velvet Unplugged, and these are acoustic shows that are in the lobby, and they also come with an extra fee to enjoy. No, you can just listen to the music, but to actually get in and be close by and get some of the extra benefits, there is a little bit more fee. And then there's also the Beach Club, which has snacks and drinks, and there's also a full menu with sandwiches and other stuff that you can eat either in the restaurant or by the pool. They have live music or a DJ during the day, and this is where you want to go for your evening movie on the inflatable screen.
Yes.
That's a nice way to end the night, especially if you're coming over to the parks a little bit earlier. You just need to be off your feet and just relax and chill and just veg out in front of the screen, especially with the little kids. And it's a little bit different than just laying in your room. That it's a little bit more of an event. It's like whenever I was little, going to the drive-in type thing.
Yes. And pro tip, when you're exhausted and your feet hurt because you've walked 1,000,000 miles all day or all week, let your kids play in the pool if they're old enough, and then sit in the hot tub and relax while everybody watches a movie.
And even if your kids aren't old enough, you put the life vest on them and they float.
Just throw
It's
them
fine.
in. Yeah.
Kidding, don't do that. Watch your kids, please. Always
Yeah.
supervise them.
Disclaimer, do not enter at your own risk.
And of course, there's room service that's available 24/7. And now the activities, now this pool is big. It is 12,000 square feet. And the really neat thing about it is there is music that it plays underwater. So as you're swimming, you get to listen to music.
Yeah, very neat.
And like at the Portofino, there are poolside games with ping pong, water balloon, pool basketball, hula hoop stuff, arts and crafts. There's also a game room arcade. But then the really, really neat thing about this hotel is that you can borrow guitars and headphones. And I forget which headphones are. They're really nice headphones too. And you can rock out in your room.
Yeah, this hotel has the coolest vibe. It's just like relaxing and laid back. And like you said, if you're a music fan, you'll see something that you like as you walk through the hotel, whether you're walking through the lobby or in your room or out by the pool. Um, the memorabilia that they have displayed and just the nods to different artists. It's a neat place to be.
And the I mentioned about the headphones being upscale. It's the guitars too that you get to borrow. I believe they're like Les Paul guitars. So you're getting a quality experience. So if you aren't in the market to buy one of those and you always want to play one, there's your chance.
Yeah.
And again, the memorabilia of seeing, oh, this is so and so's guitar, or you know, this is the outfit that so and so wore in this music video, or on this performance, or this music award. It's really neat to see, your favorite artist stuff from your favorite artists.
Absolutely.
And even if you're not staying here, just to walk through the area and just to geek out on your in your fandom. It's always nice. Now with fitness, for those who want to, if you don't get enough miles throughout the days going to the park, there is a nice walking and jogging paths that you can use. And then they have like the sound body um, program there. That there is the Body Rock Fitness Center, and then it's the Rock OM. So I want to say Rock Om, but Rock Om just sounds so much like Rock On. I don't know.
Yes.
And you can request this is free. You can get a yoga kit that comes with a yoga mat and some other things, and you can do yoga around the property. And if you want to do it in your room, there are 3 on-demand yoga videos that are on your room TVs. So if you need that evening stretch, and I used to do yoga all the time. Don't quite have enough time or flexibility anymore. Thank you, knee surgeries. Um, but there's something about having your feet elevated above your head for a little while. So if you want to bust out a headstand or something in your room, there's something relaxing to it. And of course, there's shopping at the Rock Shop, and this where you can get your Hard Rock apparel, souvenirs. There's robes. So yes, a Hard Rock robe, please. You can get your sheets, Hard Rock themed sheets, cups, pins, whatever else. And the decor of this shop is worth going to just to see everything and how it's spread out. That they have authentic instruments used by legendary musicians. There are screens that are showing feed from the different Hard Rock locations across the globe. So if you want to check out what's happening in Madrid, see what the weather's like. Although no, it's gonna be inside. And then the light fixture overhead is a glowing guitar light fixture that has like all these guitars in a unique pattern. So it's really, really neat. It's worth it just
Yes.
walk through and see the stuff that they offer to sell and the other decor.
Yeah. So I've stayed at all three of these hotels, but Hard Rock is the one that my family keeps coming back to. It just is the best fit for us over out of the three. Um and I think it's one, I love that it's the closest to City Walk. That's
Hmm.
the nicest thing for me is that you're there so quickly. You're walking so much through the parks. It's nice to just be in your room in a few minutes. But the huge pool is so nice, and the just kind of laid back feel and all the restaurants. So
And the other
10 out
nice
of
thing
10
about
recommend.
so there's the official Amanda recommendation.
Yes. I recommend all three, honestly. There's something you have to pick, and when you work with one of us or your travel advisor, we'll talk to you and figure out your interest and what you like and what's going to be the best fit for your family. So this just happens to be the best fit for mine, I think.
Yeah, and it is all. And the other nice thing about being close to City Walk is that if you're going to come back to your room or have your resort day, City Walk's free to get into, and they have so many different restaurants and shopping places and whatever else. If you want to have that day of just let's just go and do stuff, that if you have your want to go, I'm hungry, let's go here to eat tonight, and you can walk over to City Walk fairly quickly. So that's really, really nice. That's a good convenience.
Yes.
Last one we're going to talk about is Loews Royal Pacific. This opened June 1st, 2002. It is an enchanted isles of the South Seas, and of course has this really cool elephant fountain, that sits in the middle. It's like a big pool of water, and there's elephant statues that squirt water. I know that would be my little girl's favorite thing. The biggest problem we would have is keeping her from. Can I go climb on the elephants? Like, no, it's not the swimming pool. Please don't do that. Now this is the biggest one that has 1,000 rooms, and then of course complimentary Wi-Fi. Standard rooms, though, they are the smallest of around 335 square feet, and it's one king or two queens. And Amanda said before about picking the hotel that is the best for you is that I was working with some clients before, and they were deciding between Royal Pacific or the Portofino Bay, and the price was about the same, but it was the room size that won them over for going to Portofino Bay. So getting the extra little bit of space, that even though it was a multi-generational family going of just the grandparents were taking teenage kids or tween kids, around that age, and they was like, yeah, we'll take more space, no problem. So these ones are a little bit
Right.
smaller, just so you're aware, but it's still really nice. And the hotel itself is a little bit closer to Islands of Adventure. So it's
Yes.
probably if you're going to head there for if that's your favorite place. And of course
And
there
Islands of Adventure has more of the, I don't know, they both have thrill rides, but Islands of Adventure, I think, has more of the roller coasters and the bigger thrill rides. So if you are traveling with maybe the teens and think you're going to be at that park more, this might be a good fit because you're closer.
yeah, with the Incredible Hulk coaster, Velocicoaster, the King Kong ride, and the Doctor Doom's Fearfall. Those are all, and of course that's also where you can get to Hogsmeade too. And then
Yes.
if you have the park to park ticket, you can take the Hogsworth Express to the other park. So it's always nice. Now, club level here has the Royal Club Lounge. Again, continental breakfast, the evening hors d'oeuvres, beer, wine, desserts, personalized concierge, and one or two, or excuse me, one king or two queen um, beds, depending on what you prefer. And now the suites, they're going to range from 670 square feet to 2,010 square feet. And for those of you who have the kids, I think this is close between here and the Despicable Me rooms that they have the Jurassic World's kid suites. And again, just like the other ones, it's two bedrooms with a king, and then the other one has two twin beds. And the twin beds look like the gyrospheres from the Jurassic World movies. And of course, there's dinosaur sheets. There's signs that are dinosaur themed. There's a big mural that looks like you're walking through one of the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park parks. So if you have a dinosaur lover, this is the place to go.
Yes, and I meant to mention this when we were talking about the Minions suite also. These two suites, the Minions and the Jurassic World, sell out almost immediately. So if you are interested in one of these two suites, let your travel advisor know. Try to plan out as far in advance as you can because these are extremely popular. Because of course they are. You're sleeping and like you're in the Jurassic World movie. It's awesome.
I don't know. It I'd have a tough time picking between the two.
Yeah,
I might have to go Jurassic World just because growing up, I loved myself dinosaurs, and I didn't have the
yeah.
minions when I was a kid, so this hits more, close to home that way.
I think all kids go through a dinosaur phase. So
Yeah.
it is, it's, you're not going to go wrong with either choice. Your kids are going
I,
to love either one.
I have a nephew who's about to turn 5 in a couple weeks, and he's in that phase now. So, and he has two older brothers, and we have gotten some hand-me-downs of the dinosaur stuff that my little girl still likes now. So it's, yeah, definitely true. They also have king suites, which have a king bed and a pull-out sofa, and then a living room that has an entertainment center. There's hospitality suites that also have the living dining room area and a pull-out sofa. And then, if you want to go big, here's your presidential suites, which have a private bedroom, a living room. Again, this sleeps two, but you can expand it to sleeping 10 if you get the connecting rooms and if you add some rollaway beds. So again, perfect place if you're going to do that, big family trip and you want to get everyone in that same general room together. Now, restaurants. This has the Island Dining Room, which is a full service restaurant. And being a South Seas type thing, this serves amazingly English food. No, of course, this is your Polynesian inspired restaurant. It has Pan Asian menu. Now, this does have some traditional breakfast items of getting your omelets and pancakes and things like that. And of course, there's also Hawaiian pancakes, which have toasted coconut, pineapple, and macadamia nuts on it. Hey,
It
don't
sounds
knock it till you tried
delicious.
it. Say anyone who, just like pineapple on pizza, you can't say it's bad until you've tasted it. Next up is Jake's American Bar. This is a full service bar, and it's named for the fabled South Seas explorer Jake McNally, whose plane is floating in the lagoon uh, outside of the resort or connecting to the resort. And there's American food, and they also have special events that like Jake's Beer Dinner, which is a 5-course meal paired with regional ales and lagers. There's also Jake's Beer Festival, which has roughly 50-ish craft beers and specialty beers that are paired with food and live entertainment. So I know a couple people who are big craft beer people that this is their place to go. And the food looks good too. It's not just bar food. It's food that you're actually going to want to go and say, "Oh yeah, this is a place I'd like to go." Not, "Hey, we're at a bar. Let's see what they have to order." It's, "Hey, I'd like to go eat there."
Yeah, and I would just say, like, the hotels get a bad rap for their restaurants. You think it's just going to be okay. It's like, we're here, let's eat at the restaurant. All of these are really good at all three hotels. I'd be happy to eat at any of them. But we've eaten here a couple times. It's got something for everyone, to, more defined palates, to the kids who want spaghetti or macaroni cheese. They've got something for everybody.
This next place might be the one that my wife would pick the top though, the Orchid Court Lounge and Sushi Bar. It's full service. It has sushi, sashimi, salads, appetizers, and for those of you who want to try something different, it has Japanese whiskeys, beer, and sake. Which, by the way, if you give your kids some Japanese whiskey, though, they'll go right to sleep at night. Really, really good. No, don't do that.
Yeah. Again, terrible parenting advice. Throw your kids in the pool, give them some sake.
Now, it's perfect to give your kids if they're 21 or older. If you have the
Yes.
adult kids, just like Virgin Voyages, where they have, hey, bring your kids on your trip, on your Virgin Voyages cruise, as long as they're 21 or older. Well, 18 or older. They're
Yes.
adults only. There's also the Tuk Tuk Market. This is a lobby marketplace, quick service stuff that has your breakfast pastries, sandwiches, but you get wok bowls and sushi too. And they also have the Tuk Tarts. So if you want your pastries or your ice cream and gelato, it has a seating area that overlooks the Luau Pavilion. So a nice
I think
place
this
to,
is also where the Starbucks coffee is.
I believe you're right, yeah. So again, there's your morning stuff if you need that quick thing on the way to the park or the nice little ice cream treat at the end of the day or to start the day. We won't judge.
Yeah.
There's the Bula Bar and Grill, which is full service. This is your poolside place. It has wraps, burgers, fish tacos, salads, and famously the Kona half pound burger. So this is when you have your teenager who's really, really hungry. Here, eat that.
Yes.
And then order a second.
Mhm.
They have also tropical drinks and fruity cocktails. And depending on the when you go down there, they might have the Bola Ice Bar, which has ice cream and smoothies. And so this is open seasonally, so more towards the warmer months and the busier times of the year. And then, of course, there's 24/7 room service. And now I think it's hard to tell which of these resorts has the best pool area. That the This one has the lagoon style pool or a lagoon style pool that has a white sand beach, has palm trees surrounding the pool. There's two hot tubs. There's the Royal Bali Sea, which is an interactive water play area. And of course, you can rent your private cabanas. It's like the other ones that have the ceiling fan, the phone, TV, fridge with water pop in a fruit bowl. They have the poolside activities with ping pong tournaments. And this one's a little bit different. They have bingo, there's trivia, interactive dance activities, and then the hula hoop contest and the arts and crafts. And then there's the game room arcade that you have to pay a little extra for. So, but having the beach around the pool and everything, that's really nice that you get the kids. It's an extra little thing of not just being in the water, that if they want to play in the sand too. It's not being at the beach where you track the sand everywhere in your room too. So there's a nice little place to wash off before you get back to your room and bring the beach with you.
Yes.
There's a fitness center called the Gymnasium that's 5,000 plus square feet that has a steam room, sauna, and this is really nice. This is probably the most upscale one that they have. Well, other than the Mandara Spa, that there's a separate men's and women's locker rooms and lounges. They have treadmills, ellipticals, exercise bikes, both upright and the recumbent ones. They have strength training stuff, weight machines, circuit training, and then there's walking, jogging paths. And just the theming of all these resorts, that having the walking and jogging paths through the area, it's just really neat. It's like you're going on a nice little stroll through the Italian Riviera, or walking through somewhere in Southeast Asia. It's you know can take you somewhere else whenever you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Daddy, I want to play Yahtzee with you.
Okay, so we have a guest in the recording studio who wants to play Yahtzee. We have a really cool Star Wars Yahtzee game that we're gonna play once we're done recording. Okay. Now I think the this hotel might win it for the entertainment with the Wantalan Luau that's on Saturdays. Now there's an extra fee for this, but it comes with a all you care to eat buffet dinner. There's live music. There's the hula dancers. There's fire dancers. The registration will start at 5:30. Seating begins at 6 o'clock. But again, you want to make advanced reservations for this, and that goes for all the sit down restaurants as you want reservations for them. And seeing those luaus and the fire dancers and the hula dancers, they are really, really talented. It's like, stuff that I can't do that.
Yeah, never.
Now, the neat thing here is that the shopping, they have two places. One is Toko Gifts, and the other one is Treasures of Bali. Now, the Indonesian word for store is toko, Toko. So somebody did their homework on that with getting the whole Southeast Asia thing going. And it also might be the same in Malay. I know Malaysian and Indonesian, they share a lot of words. There's a lot of similarities between those two languages. And then there's also just some similarities with other languages. There's some words that will carry over from language to language, or at least that are similar. Now, this is near the lobby. It has your normal gift shop items and some of your necessities like sunscreen, sunglasses, things like that. But it also has your Royal Pacific and your Universal themed items. Treasures of Bali, that's near the pool, and that has more of your swim beach related items, and of course it has your Royal Pacific items too. And of course, if you want to celebrate at the Portofino Bay, Royal Pacific, Hard Rock, or Sapphire Falls, and Sapphire Falls is like a Caribbean themed resort, you can have weddings there. If you want to if you're going to propose there, they are gorgeous areas to propose. And if you want to have a little celebration with that, if it's more of a family vacation where you do the proposal, we would have that whole party with it. Birthdays, anniversaries, reunions. If you're celebrating a divorce, I don't know,
Yeah,
why does
people
divorce
have
cost so
divorce
much?
parties now.
I
Yeah.
say, why does divorce cost so much? Because it's worth it. You want to celebrate that. New start on
Oh
life.
man.
No, we hope everyone's very happily married. So, but you can have those celebrations, and if you want to plan one of those or a group trip, let us know. We can help you plan that. So we went through fairly quickly on all that, but it's a quick rundown, and you have an idea of what to expect when you're staying at Universal Orlando, especially the uh, signature collection, or and you get those extra benefits. So, Amanda, do you have any last thoughts before we move on to our travel tips?
Yes, my biggest tip today is to reach out to your travel advisor. And if you don't have one, Matter, I'd be happy to help. To book a last minute spring trip if you still need to plan spring break. If you travel through April 10th, you could stay at one of these incredible resorts we just talked at and receive a dining card worth up to $1,000. So it's just an extra $1,000 that you can spend on almost all of the eateries throughout the parks and resorts. It's a huge value, but it's only for a limited time, a couple more months. So this is just another reason to stay at one of these on-property resorts, but especially one of these three resorts, because your dining card is worth more here than you would get at one of the other value resorts.
And we were talking before about how much you can spend on your food, and this is one of the things. If you're getting that $1,000 gift, food dining card to get, that if you normally might not say, well, the Palm is expensive. I know that's my wife says that she loves her steak, but a lot of the steak places that we want to go say, yeah, it's going to cost a lot. This is when you say, oh, why I don't mind splurging on the place the more of an upscale eating dinery. So this is perfect time to go if you're the foodie or wants to try some of the a little more upscale or expensive restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, it even covers your refillable cups that you can use in the park, popcorn buckets, all of that. So it's a huge value.
And what Amanda mentioned about some of the special, there's also other special deals too. There is sometimes like a buy one get one for the um, tickets to the park up through before Epic Universe opens in May. That you can get, well, it's not really buy one get one, it's buy two get two. You can get buy a 2 day ticket, you can get 2 days free. And so there are some really really good deals if you want to go to either one, get away from all this cold and snow, or if it's a spring break trip or whatever else, that last minute thing before you're going to not get to go to Epic. But there's a lot to offer, and if you can get a great deal is a great deal. So
Yeah, you won't see this promotions like this for a while with the opening of the new park. So if you're wanting to head down and check out everything we've talked about and get a great value for what you're spending, right now, early spring, perfect time.
And that leads into my tip of speaking about getting great value is that, yeah, the hotels we talked about today are going to be more expensive than the other hotels at Universal Orlando, but they are so worth it. One, the theming's amazing and the facilities and the amenities you get. Now, the theming's great at all the hotels at Universal Orlando. They really did a good job on that. But the amenities you get, the restaurants, as we mentioned, are fantastic. You're going to get some of the most uh, upscale and best food you're going to find at Universal Orlando at some of these hotels. As I mentioned before, you could spend your entire vacation just here if you wanted to go and stay. But of course, they're so close to Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure and City Walk. And it's a short boat ride or a shuttle ride, or if you want to power walk over to Volcano Bay. And the best thing about staying here is the Universal Express Unlimited. That is so worth it. And especially if you are getting a room, if you're going to have more people in your room, like 4 or 5 people in the room, that the cost of having, you're splitting that cost of the room among the people, and then you're getting Universal Express Unlimited for everybody. And so that if you stay in one of these signature resorts, you can actually save money over staying in one of the less expensive hotels and getting Universal Express Unlimited. Or even if you just get the Universal Express Pass, it can sometimes cost more at the less expensive hotel if you do the combination than just getting a room at the one of the signature resorts and getting the Universal Express Unlimited included in your trip. So that is the best perk you can get at not just this, at Universal Orlando, but at any park anywhere, I believe, or any vacation anywhere. So, if you have a destination or experience that you'd like to have us discuss on the Yinz Goin podcast, or if you'd like to share your favorite destination or travel tip, feel free to contact me. I'd love to hear your feedback and ideas. Amanda, how can people get a hold of you?
On Facebook, I'm DBD Amanda B because I'm Amanda Brown. And on Instagram, I'm DBD Amanda Brown. My email is amandab@dreamsbydesigntravel.com.
And it just rhymes so well. The DBD, Amanda B.
DBD. I wish I could have had it for Instagram too, but somebody snatched it already.
That's when you have to change it to BE. So at the end, it's still Amanda B.
Yeah, that's true.
or BEE. You can get a little nice little avatar that's like you as a bee. You can be the queen bee type thing.
Yes.
Although I think we're getting to Beyonce's territory, so we don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to infringe.
So for me, with social media, I'm at Matt with DBD on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Email, I'm Matt, MATT, @dreamsbydesigntravel.com. All this information is in the episode description. So if you'd like to contact us to book a trip or have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us, and you don't have to have this written down or a photographic memory. You don't have to worry about spelling either. So Amanda, thank you. This has been a lot of fun. It's always fun to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
So we'll have to figure out something else that you want to talk about sometime. Bring it back. Please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. Join us next time. We're heading out in that. We'll see you later.
Bye.